Is bunker still worth it to loot in the latest patch? Well, in this video, we're going to take a look. We're going to see if we can find special weapons, rare armors, and a few other things. I'm going to do a couple of bunker hunting missions, and then we'll see what we can find. Most of my missions, I'm going to take from Foxwell. I'm going to level each rep as well. But you can see all of these that is at the top is bunker missions. So let's go see what we can get. The first one here is Utopia. Sometimes these missions can have turrets around the bunkers, so I'm going to take a little vehicle with me as well. Luckily, super small, so we can still enter and exit the ship. We're getting pretty close to the bunker here. We're already targeted, but I'm quickly going to see if the turrets actually works so that we can go in faster or slower. I might have to use the vehicle depending on how far it is. You can see their base is just in front of us. We're quickly going to go up here so the turrets does work, but luckily we can land pretty close without having to take fire. I have found in the past that 9-tail bunkers have way better loot than security post bunkers, but for now let's see if we can clear all the NPCs. Unfortunately we can't do it with our ship, but we can still use our weapon. Here we go. You can see here's all the 9-tails. I will probably need to loot one of their weapons, because we won't have the most ammo. Or you can actually see they have a P8 here SMG, so we might be able to loot their ammo here, which is very nice. Also, I have noticed this guy doesn't look like a 9-tail though. Here you can see they have white armor, so I have no idea what type of faction this is. I don't think 9-tails wear any white armor, but maybe you're interested in those. Maybe we get a heavy as well. Let's go see. We're finally at the bottom here. Let me just take out this guy. Definitely not 9-tail. Where is this guy now? Go. The server is a bit laggy, so it seems a bit slow to fire. But let me look around for red boxes. This is the main place where you get loot from those boxes. This seems like a sniper though, so you can get snipers from them. Don't think you can even buy that, but you can loot it from them. Also a guy with a sniper, pretty decent. I'm probably gonna clear everything first, and then we can move on. There's a heavy. This guy has pretty decent armor. Usually these are the bosses. You can see full citadel, it looks like. I'll give a better look in a moment. I just want to take care of all of these NPCs. So they do have snipers, these guys. And there we go. That's everybody. Let's go back to that heavy armor to investigate it a little bit more before I look for the rest of the boxes in this bunker. It does seem like 9-tails just spawned here. So they do spawn here. That might have been a special mission, just because of Foxwell. But now I need to clear the 9-tails as well, which is very risky for me. Let me just heal. I think that's most of them. Let's go back to our main target here, just to take a look. So it does come with an FS9, but the legs is not citadel. So we can take the core, the arms, and the head. The legs we can also take if we want to, but the rest I'm not going to take. Now we can take a look at the loot boxes up here. Only a couple of white ones though that I saw so far, but you never know, maybe the white ones have decent loot now. So they do come with weapons now. Just the white boxes, you get the max lift, which is pretty decent. The corner rifle, which I'm not going to use. I saw a couple more here. Let's quickly loot them as well. See what we can find in total. So no longer do you find the red boxes, it seems, but you still get the white ones. Here's a P8. It's pretty decent. I do need some P8 SMG magazines. I don't think it's a special one, but we can definitely take a look. I'm going to loot it just for in case. I'm mostly here for railguns and special armors, but we'll see what we can find in total. Here we get a rocket launcher, which is pretty decent, or a grenade launcher, plus a scope and a pink set armor. I'll definitely include that in my loot haul. I'll throw this on the shift in a minute. Only a couple more boxes that we need to loot, and then we can move on and see what else we can find in the other bunkers. Maybe it's only this bunker that has white boxes, but we'll find out in the others. We're pretty much all done here. Let's exit and go take a look at the next bunker. For my loot, I just threw everything here in the storage department. You can see we got a nice Lancer. The Citadel armor was a nice find since you can't buy that, I believe. But the rest, pretty much junk. In order to find our next bunker, I'm just going to open up my Mobi, go to contracts, and under mercenary is where I find my contracts here. You can see here, sweep and clear. Let's go to the afterlife. This is also supposed to be a 9-tail bunker, but as you saw, that it actually spawns different NPCs for this mission instead of 9 tails. Let's go see if this is the same. But at our next bunker here, we're gonna see if we need to drive in. Hopefully we can land pretty close without getting shot. I'm just gonna land behind this new player ship. It seems like we can't get shot here, but it's quite a walk, so we might take the vehicle. Okay, we're in our little vehicle. Hopefully we don't explode. I haven't used ground vehicles in a minute, but we'll see how it feels. Here we go, we're finally at the bunker. I'm not gonna be too close to the bunker because they might shoot my vehicle after everything respawns. Maybe the 9 tails respawn and then they shoot everything. So I'm just gonna park at the back here, and then after we're done, I can use this again to get back. Let's take a look at the NPCs in front here. Seems like they're also wearing white armor. So a different type of faction. Not 9 tails at the moment. I have no idea where the others might be, since usually there's a little bit more than just 2 NPCs. But we'll take a look inside as well. Maybe they only spawned 2 at the beginning. Here we go. Let's take a look for loot boxes. First NPC here. Little bit scary since they do have snipers, so you might be able to loot those as well if you want them. They do hit quite hard though. Luckily I do have a tractor beam with the healing attachment. I actually prefer it over the medgun for now, just because it heals a little bit faster, I believe, or at least it feels like it. Ooh, somebody's charging up a sniper rifle. We're at the bottom now here. They sound very scary. And there's the boss again. We managed to eliminate all of the others. Just the boss, which seems a bit tanky. Actually, not just the boss, but a couple of them. But he did move up. Seems like he's running just a little bit. There we go. We got the Citadel 1. We'll loot him in a minute. Maybe I'll take his armor, but I already have 1 set. Now, if we kill the last guy here, the 9 tail might spawn, so we need to be ready for them. Don't have the most amount of ammo. But you can see we already found another box here. Let's quickly loot. Only a key card and a bunch of knives. Not really what we're looking for. But I'll quickly take a look at everything here. See if we can find something decent. Otherwise, we'll move on to our third bunker. It seems like this time around we didn't find any loot boxes. Mostly medical supply boxes, which isn't the greatest, but we still got a couple of bunkers left before we add all the loot. You can see in front here some of the NPCs did respawn. I do believe they're 9 tail. So not the white NPCs, only the 9 tail respawned. But just be careful, don't park your ship in front here. They might start shooting it or even shoot your vehicle. Let's head back over to the ship. Here we go, we're finally at our ship. Luckily, the land vehicle is not too bad at the moment. For our next mission, it's going to be on Salon, also a 9 tails bunker, I believe. But of course, they switch out the NPCs with Foxwell missions. We're at our next bunker here. Let me see if I can land without getting blown up. Seems like our next bunker here is also in a crater, so we can just land behind this little hilltop, making it a lot easier to go loot. It doesn't seem too far away, so I might not need a vehicle. I should have taken the vehicle. It's still quite a run. It seemed very close, but distance can be a bit deceiving sometimes. Seems like this time around there is about 3 NPCs here. Let me quickly deal with them. Okay, we're all good to go. Let me see if they have anything valuable on their bodies. Only a S71 rifle. Same goes for this one. And here we go. We've got some ammo for our SMG. Was running a little bit low, so I had to pick up the P4. I'm gonna go down here. Let's see if we can find anything. Hopefully at least a railgun or something. But definitely if you need sniper rifles, there's a lot on these NPCs, especially with the Foxwell mission. You get so many snipers. Usually snipers are a little bit hard to come by these days. Obviously, I'm not going to include that in our loot pool. I'm mostly here to see what we can find in the loot boxes. You can see here's already one loot box. I'm going to loot it just now. Just want to make sure I'm safe. Let's take a look at this. So you obviously get a sniper rifle. It's pretty decent, a very good scope. But these sniper rifles you can also get on the NPCs. But I'll include it in my loot pool here. I guess I can also take the scope. Maybe the scope is very nice. You can customize your own weapon. I'm gonna head down here and kill the rest of them. Here is the last NPC. Seems like they have a lot better weapons than a Ninetales in most cases. But I'm gonna look for boxes again here and see if we can find anything. We already found one box. It wasn't too great. Managed to find another white box here. Let's take a look. We get a heavy helmet here. We get a salvaging tool and an FS9. Let's take a look at the heavy helmet. Maybe it is special. This one is a little bit different than your regular Mozarov. Maybe you like this color, but I'm gonna go with my original. Here's another white box. Let's see if there's anything in it. We get a lumen, and for some reason we also get a white suit. I have no idea why they would put a white suit in a loot crate, but I guess you never know. Going to make my way back to my ship, and then we can loot the last bunker and see what we can find in total. So far, nothing really good. Here is our next mission. Also 32k. This one is on Daimar. Let's go see what we can find there. Hopefully, this time around, we can maybe find a P4 with all the attachments, or at least a railgun. Our mission bugged out. We can't see any mission markers, so I'm going to take another one here. This time around is going to be help protect site. This is probably a security post, so we can land right next to it. Might be a good idea to see what else we can get if it's not a Ninetale bunker. I'm still getting hit by the turrets, so probably we'll need to land behind this hill. It did say Frontier Fighters. Controlled, so maybe they control it for the event, but I got pretty red there. I'm just going to use the vehicle to get a bit closer. Maybe we can find regular loot boxes there. We'll see. It's definitely too far to run, so I'm very happy that I took the vehicle. You can see it's quite a bit. Might have taken us quite a while to run all the way to the bunker, so definitely bring a vehicle if you can. Might help out in the long run. Managed to make it to the bunker here. I'm just going to get out and let's see what we can do. Here's our first NPC. I'm not going to loot these guys. I'm mostly going to go look for boxes. We got our first little box here. It's only a grey one, but might as well take a look. In case you get some socks for the most part. One more guy left. I think he is at the top or something. Maybe we can't even complete the mission. But first, let me loot this guy. The backpack doesn't have anything. It's not really worth looting. Let's see if we can find any boxes. Another grey little box here, so not great. Some candy bars, some mags. Nothing too amazing. I found a different looking NPC here. I've never seen this guy before. You can see it has a different helmet and his armor also blacked out. It might be security, but I've never seen this one before. Very decent. Here is its helmet. Doesn't even have an icon. I'll put it on in a minute. Let me just keep looting. Seems like all of these bunker boxes look like these boxes, reinforced storage. And they don't have anything too decent in them. Here is our last guy. Just a nice little headshot. And we're all done with the mission. At least we still get credits for it. So far, the loot isn't too great for us. Except for that interesting NPC, I'll take a look at it in a minute. We also get hospital beds in some of these bunkers now. I do have a tier 2 injury. Let me see if I can heal anything. Medical care, treatment, and I can definitely heal my arm, it seems. So this is a very good quality of life improvement. You can just stack bunkers and still heal all of your injuries after you're done. They're quite decent. You can keep the loop going constantly. More NPCs spawned here. Is the 9 tails though. So we need to be careful. We didn't find any decent loot boxes. So I'm going to make my way outside here again. Take a look at everything we found in total, which isn't a lot. Just a little bit of loot here and there. And there we go. We're finally back. Let's go take a look at our cabinet here to see what we got in total. So in total here, we mainly got a night launcher. That's about the only thing that's decent. Sure, we got some nice NPC armor here. The Citadel armor, which you probably can't buy. Plus a helmet, but the other things, pretty much junk. So in total, not worth it. But let's take a look at this helmet. It is a light armor helmet though. Here is the helmet. It looks pretty decent. Actually, I think it's pretty cool. But the only thing is, if we go out here in the ship, it is not really decent. You can see my oxygen is going down. We can't use it in space, unfortunately. Even though it looks pretty cool. It is light though, so I won't wear it. So is it worth looting bunkers? I wouldn't say so. You can loot a lot of other places and find better weapons. It's definitely a lot of fun if you just want to do it for a couple of missions, see how it feels. Now with the medical beds inside of the bunkers, or at least in some of the bunkers, you can also heal your injuries, so you can keep going for quite a while. But I hope you enjoyed this quick look at bunkers and their loot. If you did, please leave a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, then you can subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.